I am live. I am live. I am live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Gonna be quick tonight. Gonna be quick tonight. Just excited, excited, excited. Got a lot going on this month. Got a lot going on this month. So I'm jazzed. I'm jazzed. I'm jazzed. I got a lot of good stuff. Looking forward to have a little bit of competition with everything that's going on. I'm trying to think about this in our group, so appreciate it. Just got off an absolutely cool training. I got to work in the 100K inner circle. Got to do my first live training in the group, which was absolutely cool as an inner circle coach. Totally jazzed about it. So blessed. I feel like a little bit emotional. So that was freaking awesome blessing to be there. So truly appreciate you guys for swinging by. Truly appreciate you for swinging by and hanging out with me. If you're over on Periscope and you're catching me live, throw some hearts out, I guess is what you say on Periscope. I can't see anybody interacting on Periscope through this app that I'm using. So the only way I know you're there is if you actually make a comment or something like that. Same thing on the YouTube live. Can't see it unless you make a comment. Looks like I might be a little bit blurry here. Hopefully everything's going to clear up. Hey, Steven Garcia, thanks for swinging by. Really appreciate it. So, like I said, had just a really cool, exciting day today going on. I'll keep this hanging over here. So what do they say, why people say no, and a couple of things that you can say. I'm trying to hand this thing up here so I can see. There we go. A couple of things that you can say to people, or how do you overcome the no? Is it possible to say the no? So I'm going to go through these really quick, and primarily just maybe to get you to do maybe a slight mindset shift, so you understand when somebody says no, that they're not necessarily saying no to you, they're saying no for several other reasons. So when you approach somebody, and we're talking about marketing and prospecting and building a business, we've got to understand that one of the first reasons that somebody may say no is that they haven't built value. And let me back up a little bit. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Forrest Knight out here in St. Louis. I'm married to an awesome wife, have 5 awesome children, don't have any grandkids yet. I need grandkids. I have an awesome dog named Uno. He is my boxer. I'm a social media marketing strategist and coach. I love helping people go out and create a vision and mission. And my mission is to create no more empty refrigerators. So said all that to say this. So number one, why do people say no? What is the point in them saying no? So one of the reasons, the first reason is they say no is, or this is one of the reasons, there's plenty of them out there, but we're just going to talk about a couple. One reason may be they don't have enough information. You haven't built enough value in your offer for them to understand why they should say yes. So, or maybe they're positioned in a point where they're not ready to say yes. Maybe you've moved them maybe you skipped from step 1 to step 6, and you skip the steps in between of giving them enough information. So you're presuming or guessing their position without them being ready. For example, one way you do that is you reach out to somebody and you just send them your link. Okay, we got the best KBD oil, ketone, CBD oil in the world. Here's my link. So there's no information. You for some reason you think if you just spam that message out to enough people that somebody's going to say yes. That's not going to work. And then you send it out to 100 people, you get absolutely 0 results. And then you go and you tell your business partners that this stuff sucks, it doesn't work, I'm not going to do this business, you guys stink, it's one of those pyramid schemes, you ripped me off, you stole my money, because you completely did your marketing and prospecting the wrong way, right? You didn't know who your target audience is, you don't know who your target avatar is, you never built any value, you didn't ask any qualifying questions, you just presumed a whole bunch of stuff that for some reason, because you got excited about your XYZ PDQs, that everybody else in the world should do that same thing as well. Well, there's a process that needs to happen before you get to that point. So you can't assume or presume somebody's position without asking them. It would be like you thinking like, I'm the best looking dude in the world, I'm really handsome, got a great job, got an awesome car, got all my bills paid, make good money, you know, I know how to do some good loving. And you see this really hot chick in the bar, and you walk straight over to her and you grab her hand and you stick a ring on her finger and say, let's go get married, right? You've assumed or presumed that because you got all your ish together, maybe because that's sort of weird, you probably don't, but you assume that because you think you're the hottest thing since sliced bread. Is it sliced bread? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, you think you're really hot, that everybody around you thinks that you're really hot too. So, and that's not the case. So it's not that the girl the girl at the bar, the lady at the bar, hey, she great, thanks for swinging by. Hey, long time, buddy, thanks for swinging by. I really appreciate it, man. How you guys doing? It may not necessarily be the woman at the bar thinks that you're not hot. It just thinks that she may not be in a position. Maybe she's got out of a bad relationship. Maybe she just lost a loved one. Maybe something really tragic happened in her life, and she's just not dealing with your regardless of what you look like right now, right? So you're jumping way ahead of the process. And then you can't figure out why the ugly dude in the room walks over to her, can't tell what he says, has a conversation, da da da. You know, maybe he walks up and says, "Hey, it looks like you're having a bad day. Can I buy you a drink?" And again, not to interfere. You don't have to let me buy you a drink or not. Absolutely okay. If not, I just notice it looks like you're having a bad day. I was sort of having a bad day too, and just wanted to share a drink with somebody. She might go, okay. So you looking from a 30,000 foot view, like, what the heck did that guy say so that he could buy her a drink, right? He didn't assume her position. He simply walked over and asked the next logical conversation. Hey, it looks like you're having a bad day. Hey, I was wondering if I could buy you a drink. Whatever the conversation was, he worked his way into it. So same thing in prospecting in terms of not getting no's and assuming the positions. First thing you've got to ask is, one is you got to know who your target audience is. Who are you talking to, right? Who is going to be your audience? Who's the person that you want to target? And you can be very specific about that. My audience, the people that I go after for my customers and my team builders, are very specific. It's one person. That one specific person is the person I'm going after. I've drawn a round circle around them. I put arrows pointing at them, and that's who I target. And as a result of targeting that person, and I'm getting a low battery over here, which is okay. That's on my iPad. Which is that I've targeted that person. I'm at 1,017 customers right now, and I'll call them customers. I'll put them in that box. They're in my dashboard right now, and because I narrowed that down, I know how to talk to them. I know what to expect when they say something to me. I've mastered the kung fu and the art and relationship of reaching out to them. I know how to follow up to them. I know everything about this person. I know what they're going to say, how they're going to say it. If they say this, I'll say that. For example, I had one of them reply back to me today and say, well, I don't think I should pay for this, blah, 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 blah. And my reply was like, okay, I really didn't care. I didn't have to beg them. I didn't have to do that because I understood the position of my product. If it wasn't something that he wanted to do, but I didn't assume his position, I moved along the process, right? I gave them the information, right? They raised their hand. I gave them the information. I let them run with it. And if they decide that it's not for them, that's absolutely okay. I'm moving along. But I know their target audience. I've drawn my circle around them. I've put them in that audience, and I'm going gangbusters after them, just like Weight Watchers. When Weight Watchers is doing a commercial, who are they talking to? Who's Weight Watchers talking to? Weight Watchers target audience person is somebody that wants to lose weight. They're not talking to anybody else. They're talking to people that want to lose weight. They're not talking to people that want to buy a hammer, that want to buy a truck, that want to do anything else. They're talking to people, their target audience is people that are consciously thinking about losing weight. They're not just talking to people that are overweight. They're talking to people that are consciously wanting to get healthy. They're consciously wanting to lose weight. They're constantly wanting their docking. They want to change their diet. Listen to one of their commercials and listen to the words that they use, and you can write out and design that perfect target audience. So if you have a weight loss product, that might be a good homework project for you, is to go listen to a Weight Watchers commercial, record that sucker, and then go through and pick out the words that they're using to focus on that target customer, and figure out how to put those in your social media posts, figure out how to talk about them on video, figure out where they live on social media, when you figure out where they live on social media, those Facebook pages or wherever they're at, go knock on their door and ask them if they're open, or comment on one of their posts and say, I sent you a private message, and then say, hey, I see that you're struggling with your weight. What have you been trying out lately, or what have you been working on lately? And they'll say blah, 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 blah. And you'll say, hey, great. I don't know if you're open, but I've tried this product and it's worked really great for me to use that same language. You say the same language that you're talking to them, right? You don't go off on some kind of crazy conversation like, what? Right? You're talking about weight loss. You're talking about eating better. You're talking about being more healthy. You're talking about living longer. You're talking about all the things that they're thinking about on a daily basis, right? Maybe that's somebody in their family that has heart disease and they're really chronically overweight, or they have diabetes and they're chronically overweight, right? You're talking to them people, you're talking their language so they understand and they hear you and they're empathetic to you. This is rapport building right here, right? But you can do it from a total cold prospecting position because you're talking their language, and as you're talking their language, you're building rapport instantly. That's where you're coming from. So when you understand who that target audience person is, it makes it very, very easy to understand what you need to say when you get a no, right? When somebody gives you a no, you've moved too fast through the process. So you need to understand the value proposition. The other reason is maybe you're talking to the wrong audience. So number one, you've moved through the process too quickly. You haven't delivered enough value. Number two, you're not talking to the right audience. You're not talking to the person that's going to be the fit for your deal, right? You're not talking to the person that's going to fit into that box, to that target client avatar, that person that's going to fit into that box. You're not talking to them. So the third reason that you want to, and what did I say on here? People say no and 3 simple steps to overcome them. So the first step is you've got to not assume the position. You've got to move through the steps chronologically. Number two is you've got to understand who that target audience is. You've got to understand what they're looking for, what they value. And number three is you've got to understand how to deliver the information to them so they can process it and make an educated decision. And I know people are like, what do you mean make an educated decision? The educated decision becomes on enough information based on the language that you use to communicate with them. I know I said a lot, right? I said a lot. So just to rewind, one is don't presume the position that somebody's at. Number two, make sure you understand who your client target is. If you're selling whatever product is, that product provides a solution for a certain type of specific person that you need to focus. You need to know who that person is. You need to know where they live. You need to know where to find them. And third, you've got to make sure that you deliver enough value and enough information for them so that they can logically move through the buying process. They've got to understand that, okay, this person addressed my solution, addressed my problem, they're providing a solution, and now you're telling them what to do next. One of the things that I heard one of my teammates said earlier, he says, I sent out 7 informational videos and nobody followed up with me. Okay. Watch this. This is like for those of you that are doing that, you're sending out your prospecting videos and no one's following up with you. Here's the challenge with that. It's not their job to follow up with you. It's your job to follow up with them. So the next step in the process is, what do you do next? So you deliver the value. You're not assuming the position. You're talking their language, and next you move them to the next step. So based on our conversation that we just had, you said that you're struggling with XYZ PDQ. You said you tried this solution. Here's the things, and here's the story. Maybe deliver a couple of stories, use this product and this product. What it sounds like to me is the next logical step is for you to go ahead and do X, right? You're moving through the process. Is to go ahead and order this product, go ahead and get a free sample, to go ahead and try something else. Oh, my wife just delivered me a part of a Hershey's chocolate bar. Woo-woo. So that's the process there. So if you're getting no's, if you're getting too many no's, it's because you're giving information to people that they don't want, they don't understand, there's no value in it. You're moving them to a position they're not ready to be at. You're talking to the wrong audience. You're trying to sell somebody something that doesn't want to buy it, that has no interest in buying it, and doesn't care about it, right? You can come to me and talk to me all day long about CBD oil. I have no interest in CBD oil. Now, if you come to me and say, hey, Forrest, I saw that you put up a post about having hand and joint pain, right? Okay, watch this, watch this. I see you said you have hand and joint pain. I just sent you a private message. You send me a private message, say, hey, what are you trying? And I say, well, I've tried this, I've done that, I've done this. And you say, hey, by the way, I've got a solution that I use that I started using this product, and it greatly reduced my hand pain. And I say, cool, what is it? And you'd say, it's da 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 da. And I say, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that product did that. And you can say, hey, would you be open to me sending you a free sample to see if it works for you too? And I'd be like, sure, why not? I'll try it, right? See, different conversation. You didn't assume the position. You didn't just go out and just blast because you know that you're going after a target audience person that has joint pain, right? You don't put up a post that says, my product cures joint pain. One is because the FTC will come and shut you down in 2 seconds. So you don't ever say that. You don't say anything about your product curing anybody, period. That's just like illegal and against the law. So you never do that. So you look for people that you can solve their problem. Yeah, you can provide a solution to their problem. So hopefully that made a lot of sense. So if you're getting a lot of no's, people aren't going the direction you want to, you're probably presuming the position, you're probably sending them information that they didn't ask for, or you're sending it too early. You don't know who your target audience is, which is very, very powerful, and you don't know how to move them, or you're not moving them through the process in an order that makes sense to them for them to take the next logical step in whatever that sales process is. So you got to move people through the sales process. It's just like selling cars. People don't ever walk into a car dealership and you just hand them the keys and they drive off with the car. There's a process. One is they come in and you do a needs analysis with them, right? You sit down and you ask them what they were driving. You ask them what they're looking to do. Do they have dog, kids, cats? You know, they want a 4-door, 2-door. What are they going to do? What's their lifestyle like? You do sort of a lifestyle questionnaire with them. You sort of find out what budget they're in, what kind of money they want to spend. Then you say, based on what you said, let's go look at this vehicle, and this vehicle, or maybe they came in a specific one thing and it's going to meet their needs. You still do the needs analysis and you find out where they're going and you move them. Then you get in the vehicle and you show them a walk around. Then you take them on a drive around the street and you let them smell it and feel it, and you turn on the radio and you ask them what their favorite station is and you tune it in. And maybe you park in a parking lot and you show them how to pair up your phone so your phone gets up on their screen. And you do that whole process and you come back to the dealership. And then they say, how much is it? You say, great, I'm glad you asked us to go in and sit down and work out some numbers and see if this is going to be a fit for you. And you sit down and you go through the process and you find out what kind of budget they have. And you work them through the sales process, right? You work them through the sales funnel to the point where you get to the point. It's like, yo, if I can do this for you today, will you take the car home with you, right? You go through a logical process, a logical sales process with them. It's the same thing with anything that we do It's the same thing that you do with any kind of process. When you're asking somebody to go out on a date with you, whether you're buying a car, you've got to understand who your target audience is. One of the coolest things I heard Grant Cardone say a while back is if you're selling cars, and he was asking about this, where would you find your customers? Would they be walking down the street? Would they be riding a bus? Or would they be driving a car? Your most logical customer in that case is going to be somebody that already drives a car. They know they like the car. You see that they have value in the car. They know that their car is about to break down because it's a 2003 GMC Hornet or whatever, AMC Hornet. So you know that they need to move it. They understand the sales process. It doesn't mean that somebody on a bus doesn't have a car, doesn't want a car. It doesn't mean that somebody walking down the street doesn't want a car. But the most logical person in that target audience is somebody that already owns a vehicle, right? Because you can do two things. One is you can upgrade them out of that vehicle into something new. You don't have to sell them on the value of the vehicle because they know they need one to get up in the morning, get to work, go to Starbucks, buy their coffee, pick up their kids, go to school, go on a trip, go on vacation, go see grandma, right? They know they need that vehicle. They've already put value in that car, in that vehicle, in their life, right? So they understand that. So you don't have to talk to anybody else. You don't have to talk to people that are riding a bus. You don't have to talk to people that are walking down the street. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't want a car. But if the person walking down the street wants a car, guess what he's going to do? He's going to show up at a car dealership and come in and identify himself and say, hey, I'd like to buy a car. Now, he's never purchased a car before, so it might take a little bit longer process to get them through the process of purchasing the car. But once they own the car and they find out how cool it is, it's a lot. They can get a lot places a lot faster than they can walking. Now they've moved themselves into that target audience prospect that you need to go after. So Hope you got a lot of value from everything I delivered tonight. If you did, just share your number one takeaway. Absolutely okay. So if you would like, now I love contests, and this is one of my most favoriteest books here. I love giveaways. I love giving away stuff. It's called the Social Media Script Book. If you're struggling with what to say to people, it's got like a bonus in the back for questions on just about everything that you could possibly answer. Let's see, today is Tuesday. Let's see, what do I do? I got so much stuff going on Thursday. We'll do it on Friday. We're going to do a Friday giveaway here. And here's the way the giveaway is going to go. So if you know someone that's in network marketing, that's in multi-level marketing, that maybe just is in marketing online, and they can't quite figure out what to say to somebody, here's what I'm going to do. So it's you and a friend are going to be entered in. So first of all, you've got to send me a private message that says, I want the social media book. Yeah, that's what it's called, Social Media Scripts Book. Send me a private message, and I'll put your name in the hat. Second of all, you need to nominate a friend. So you can't just say you want one, but you've got to nominate and tag a friend in that. So you guys have both got to be in business. And if you do that, you'll be entered in the drawing, and then I'll pull the nominator and the nominee, whoever I pull out of the hat. You can pick somebody to give a book to as well. So that's how it's gonna work. So I want to give away 2 books. I want to give one to you, and I want to give one to somebody that you care about, that's a friend, that's in your business, or maybe a teammate or somebody like that. So shoot me a private message that says, I want the Social Media Scripts Book. You have your name put in the hat, and then on Friday I'm going to draw a name out of the hat. And when I draw your name out of the hat, you have to pick somebody else that you want to give a book to as well, and I will give them a book too. So this is Forrest out in St. Louis. I love you. Jesus loves you. Absolutely nothing you can do about it. Prayers go out to my buddy Zach for your surgery, dude, all day long. No more empty refrigerators. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.